So Joshua was a soldier who trusted in the Lord. He trusted God to drive out the strong nations in the promised land. And much of the land from the Jordan River to the Mediterranean Sea now belonged to the Israelites. So we see that Joshua is looking out of the landscape. It says, now they were able to settle in that land, the land that the Lord had promised to them throughout the generations, since Abraham and his family traveled along, were led by the Lord, and also were led by Moses after. And we see that they are building. And we see that land, it was divided into different regions. And each one by the tribes of Israel. Because Joshua was now an old man. And he called together all the leaders of the people. And when we look at the map, we see the different 12 tribes and where they were placed and what regions it was that they had. And you can read the names of them as if you look at the map and you see how it was divided up at that time. And so Joshua said, I'm an old man now, and soon I shall die. You have seen all that the Lord God has done for you. Be sure that you obey God's laws and do not worship false idols of the heathen people who are still living in this land. For if you do, God's wrath will be against you if you worship those idols. So he was warning the people to stop this worship. And we see that Joshua had called all of these people from the 12 tribes, and they had sent their representatives down to meet with him. So he called everyone, all of the different tribes, including the leaders, a meeting at Shechem. And then he gave them his final address, reminding them how God had led them and cared for the Jews from the time of Abraham until the conquest of the promised land, how they were able to have seen what God had done for them. Now in this country of Shechem, all of the people had come to this great convocation, this convention, so to speak, of people. And Joshua's final challenge to them was worship God, serve him in sincerity and in truth. Choose today whom you will serve, the Lord or the gods of the different nations. But as for me and my household, we will trust in the Lord and serve the Lord. We will not worship other idols. My family will serve the Lord. Now all of these people, all of them replied, we will not forsake the Lord to serve other gods. And Joshua questioned them again, and the people said, we will serve the Lord. And Joshua said, you have chosen to obey the Lord. You must destroy any idols that remain. Any of them. And they said, we will worship and obey the Lord alone. Joshua told them that all of these leaders, that they had to destroy these false idols. And so the people's reply is recorded in the book of the laws of God. Joshua saw that they were all in agreement. So then Joshua, he took a huge stone as a reminder, and he rolled it beneath an oak tree that was beside the tabernacle. And he said, this stone will be witness to testify against you if you go back on your word. He had set this to show the people. He said it would be a witness against them. And this was a reminder to them to remember not to fall away, but to continue with their promise. And he told the leaders of this too. And then soon after that, Joshua died at the age of 110. We see that his family has gathered around him. Because Joshua had been a great leader in his time. Joshua was buried on his own estate at Timnath-Serah, in the country of Ephraim. That was where Joshua was buried, on his own estate. We see the procession, the funeral procession of that time, where they carried his body in to the cave to bury him. And it says the nation of Israel obeyed the Lord throughout the lifetimes of Joshua and other old men who had personally witnessed the amazing deeds of the Lord, the amazing things that the Lord had done for them. And this land that had been given to them and promised to them, they lived in.
Was that story good that Justin told us? I feel like having the story and the pictures and everything